Hey DCC, welcome to another edition of Morning Coffee. When I was working in Minnesota, I used to have this crew that I hung out with, Doug Hill and Bernie Cash and a bunch of my friends, and so we had this tradition where we'd go down to Mille Lacs Lake and we would they'd skid out these ice houses in the middle of the winter, and they would auger these holes through the ice for you, and then it had bunks in this cabin that was kind of over these ice holes, and we would have rattle reels and all kinds of stuff, and we'd play cards all day. And we'd be there for 2, 3 days out on the ice, and sleeping in the bunks, cooking up food. And then when the rattle reels would go off, you know that you had something fairly large on there, and you'd either pull up a northern or a walleye or an eel pout or some other fish. Hopefully not an eel pout though. And so we would fish, and we loved ice fishing, and we used to do it all the time. We'd get the old clams and flip overs and fish and panfish, or excuse me, fish for panfish. And so it was a lot of fun, but it was a group that I like to hang with, right? And we went hunting together, we went fishing together. And when I moved to Colorado Springs, I didn't know very many people here, hadn't grown up here. And so as we started moving in, my work was an easy place to get to know people. And so we created this big group, and I had Mike McKenna, and I had Jared Bryant, and I had Joe Rangel and Malcolm Shade, and all kinds of guys, right? And so we declared Thursday night Man Club night. And so Man Club became this thing where we'd go downtown, Colorado Springs, and we'd hit, one of the local restaurants, and we would, grab a good burger, go to Jack Quinn's or something and get some shepherd's pie or something like that, and then we would go over to Phantom Canyon after we're done eating, and we'd play pool for 2 or 3 hours and just hang out. But Man Club became this thing too, where when we were there, we were not only getting to know each other, we were kind of doing life together. We talked about our families, we talked about different challenges that we were having, and we would give each other advice, and we'd hang with each other, and just there was this whole sense of doing life together and being close friends. And so at DCC, we want you to know that magic that happens when you hang out with people, that isn't something that's just magic, or it's how God designed you. God designed every person not to be a loner, not to be off by themselves, but to be together with people and have community. When Jesus, goes up into heaven, and he sends out his apostles, you have Acts 2:42 and following. Right after the church begins, you have the church meeting in home. They're breaking bread. They're sharing life with one another. They're sharing everything that they have, in common. So they're giving to one another in food, in finances, and all kinds of things. And they're really doing it. In Hebrews, when you get to chapter 10, it talks about don't abandon those things. Don't abandon getting together. Because some people were feeling like, man, there's persecution coming. Culture's kind of against us. This is kind of a rough deal. I'm just kind of lone out and be by myself. And the Hebrew author says, no, 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 no. You can't do that. You got to keep getting together. So one of the things that we really want you to be a part of when we think of DCC, and kind of being on a mission with us and doing life together with us, is we'd love to have you, whether you're in an open group on Thursday nights, or you can connect to a life group and do that. And you can start one, you can be a part of one. But we also have Wild at Heart groups and captivating groups for men and women. And we just want you to get in a group with people that you can start to build friendship with and do life together. God didn't intend you to go through all this by himself, right? By yourself. He wants you to be together with people who can help do life with you. They're going to be there to encourage you, pray for you. They're going to be able to listen in your deepest, darkest tragedies, things that happen in your life. They're going to be the ones that are going to be there for you. Okay? And we need that. We need that. The Christian community needs that. So today, if you haven't participated in a small group, you're like, oh, I don't know, that's intimidating. I don't want to be. You need to do it, all right? So come see me at the garage after any of the services, or come see any of the people in the garage. We're going to try to get you connected to a group. And heck, I may even start a group just for you, if you need it. All right. But take today, make a purpose in your mind. If you're not in a group, I need you to get in a group. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.